Welcome to Ann Arbor and the Big House, home to one of the most storied programs in college football and the first one to win 1,000 games, the Michigan Wolverines. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, taking on the winners of 9 straight, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Golden Gophers will kick it away to start. On the move from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the... So the Michigan Wolverines offense will get the first crack at it here. Historically, guys, Michigan has kept a death grip on the little brown jug. Gophers hoping to put that thing in play today.
And you see that little brown jug and the celebration after every Michigan-Minnesota game. And you're right, Michigan has had it for the majority of the time. Minnesota knows that. They got to do something about that today.
Yeah, Minnesota plays in a lot of trophy games, don't they? But this is one they would love to put in the trophy case a lot more consistently. To do that, they have got to match the intensity of Michigan in this game, and they have got to be more physical than what they've shown in recent years.
Looking to move it through the air. Finds his big tight end. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Michigan completely controlled this rivalry game last year and just took the jug away from the Gophers.
Listen, Michigan's a program at this point with recent success. They're thinking about national championships. We've seen them in the college football playoff here in recent years. This is a rivalry game against Minnesota that they're expected to dominate, and last year, David, they did that.
Michigan, year after year, one of the winningest programs in all of college football. We expect them to be great. Always a tremendous challenge for Minnesota to try to get that little brown jug.
And I think on that last run play on third down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They've got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming up.
They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
I love this guy because he brings a... Michigan offense. Bo Schembechler would have loved this guy. He would have loved to jog a few extra tight ends on the field, get the QB under center, student body right, and give this guy the football. He would have fit in perfectly with his running style. Man, he is hard to bring down.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Running back searching for a hole. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25. This rivalry dates back to 1892, but it was in 1903 that fielding Hurry-Up Yost was worried that Minnesota would contaminate his water supply, hence the start of the little brown jug.
How about that, man? A little tampering back then, a little you're gonna fix the game, mess with my players, and I think all of those things It's really cool to learn the backdrops, Jesse, of rivalries and how things are named the way they are and why the hatred usually runs so deep.
And you know what's interesting is a lot of these players on the field right now, they probably don't have any idea of the history and how interesting that is. All they care about is adding another trophy to the trophy case, and they want the little brown jug in that box.
On fourth down, looking to pass. Gets drilled as he releases it, and the ball just trickles to the ground. So Minnesota's offense will take the field. One thing to watch, can this guy get in the quarterback's head and make him take a peek at the rush, David?
Dang, Skippy, that's what you want to do. You want to make this guy a little bit more human and not as much of a game breaker at the quarterback spot. Get some pressure on him. Hit him a few times.
He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he can't hurt you if he's laying on his back, and this defensive end can put him there often.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31. In the lore of the little brown jug, guys, it originally was just a water jug that Michigan wanted back, and Minnesota told them, well, come win it if you want it so badly.
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's not the most expensive-looking trophy out there for sure, but listen, it was important. I mean, it was helping hydrate people back in the day, David, so, you know, you get points for that.
Not expensive, but you know what? Anything that drives the hate between people and the animosity, sign me up, bro. And so we got to play for it. It means something, and people argued about it. Little brown jug me.
Feeling some heat. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. The Golden Gophers will punt this one away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He's got great speed. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on fourth down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. Leaves it with the running back. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a first down.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. They're going to ride this running back. Using that running game to bludgeon forward. He's got 4 down to the 35.
Listen, I know that's not a huge gain, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a fourth quarter game.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. The RPO, it's complete. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. We talk a lot about Michigan building its offense around the running game, but they've always had an effective quarterback who can make plays down the field.
And I think some people hear effective, Reese, and take that as an insult, right? Like, I don't want to hear about my quarterback being effective. I want him to be explosive. I want him to be dynamic. But Michigan doesn't really have those guys most of the time at that quarterback spot. But when they find those good ones, they have great seasons.
That last incompletion leaves him with 2nd and 10 from the 23. He's looking to throw. He's got it down the middle. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him, too?
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Michigan. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They marched the ball 51 yards for the score. And it was capped off with an impressive 16-yard run for the score. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. Jackson gonna throw it. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack.
Anytime a blitz gets home that fast, I'm going to call it a lot, okay? I'm going to use this one time and time again until they find some answers to how we got that linebacker to the quarterback that fast.
Takes the easy throw in the flat. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And they got him for the sack. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. And the Golden Gophers will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive did.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
They go to the ground. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
A 3rd and long coming up here. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Inside the 35. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
How many ways can I get it to my guys who can fly, who are playmakers, and let them make big plays. This is another one you've seen. Catch the football, flip it ahead really quickly, get it to a burner, go in full speed across the formation. He gets the edge, makes the big play.
He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here.
This offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
Wide receiver shows motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Wolverines. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
He'll pull it on the read. He goes out of bounds after a solid gain on the play. The Golden Gophers will hustle to the line. Fires to the big fella. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. He's got an open man. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9.
Nice play design on that one. You make it easy for your quarterback, too, because it's easy to see what's happening right in front of you. Over the middle of the field, you can see where defenders are dropping. You can see where the soft spots are in zone coverage. And just a really nice job by the QB locating his guy and making an accurate throw.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
I don't like the play call. You're down this much against the best run defense in the entire country. You're just smashing your face against the wall. You're not going to get it done. To win this game,
they get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
That is just what you want defensively, right? Bend, don't break. They drove down the field a little bit. They got 2nd and goal. Boom. Create that negative play. Now they got 3rd and goal. Now they got to make some decisions. Do they want to be conservative? Do they want to be aggressive? Either way, an advantageous situation now for this defense.
Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch. They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. From the left hash, and this distance ought to make that angle pretty easy to handle. And the try is no good. Guys, a missed field goal and nothing changes. Still a 14-point game.
And that kind of tells you how the season's gone for this squad. Just whether it's the offense, whether it's the defense, now it's the special teams, missing a makeable kick. It's been that kind of year.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Got his man on the right. And they pick up just a few on that completion. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. just missed his man, gave him just a little too much. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Got it set up on the outside. Still running at the 40. Can anyone catch him? A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down. The Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Going up top on 1st down. Release to the back. And his throw is incomplete. After the missed connection, it's 2nd down. Back to the air one more time. Throwing right. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look there. 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage, so everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. He puts some heat on that one down the middle. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Michigan! They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Buffalo went into hostile territory and came away with a convincing victory. The Bulls always seem to get everyone's best punch, but today they were the ones who delivered the knockout. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Unloads quickly. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rallying to the football?
Got a little work done on 1st down. Now back to the line. Jackson will throw. Looking to the big tight end. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch.
Man, that's a tough play to make. When you're that far down the field and you're trying to control your body and run as you're laying out, that's a really great effort, really good concentration, and that is how you make your quarterback look really good.
He wants to throw. Quickly complete. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. Offense in a bunch formation. They'll throw it on 1st down. Quickly to the tight end. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the 1st down. And the Golden Gophers headed quickly to the line. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover.
Yeah, nice coverage, and you'd like to snag that interception, but there's always a reason why these thoroughbred athletes play defense. It's usually because
nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery. And he's brought down, and this defense defense gets the ball back for its own. And the quarterback just ran out of time there, and they were able to knock it free.
Quarterbacks have got to do a great job keeping two hands on the football, especially in passing situations like that, because you know defenders are swatting at the ball. Even if you can't see them, these guys, they're 6'5", 6'6", they've got long arms. They're trying to rip and tug away and get that ball out of your hands. A QB will learn from this play. He's got to do a better job with his fundamentals.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. They've got the screen set up. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass, as it just never developed.
Look, as an offense, you're always going to take completions over incompletions and interceptions. So the offense, they're able to make that third down a little bit more manageable, but honestly, not by much.
Sends it downfield, and he makes the catch inside the 15. Touchdown, Wolverines! And they take it in for 6 more points. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
You just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision-making.
Clock still running, almost certainly the last play of the half. Jackson gonna throw it. Finds his man down the middle. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's gonna wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. And the Wolverines will kick it away to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Got blown out in the first half, and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it, and I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start on this drive.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Complete downfield. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down.
They get the go route outside, and the quarterback was just licking his chops. He looked outside. He saw press man-to-man coverage, and he knew he had to win. If he could just be accurate with the throw, that was going to be an explosive play. You just could not draw that up any better.
They'll leave it with him. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Getting some heat. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. Man, you got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great. They got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in this second half.
Didn't have anything working and just had to throw it away on third down. The Golden Gophers will call on their punt team. They'll look to pin them deep. Trying to play a little field position with that high punt. And he muffs it, a loose football. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it? And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down here for the offense. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room. The Wolverines want to crank the tempo. The give to the running back from the shotgun. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down. This is a hard game and a hard position to play. But if you're the... There is a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds